Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Donna Villa coming to you from Chicago, USA. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. In the Vatican, the Holy Father, Pope Francis, has restructured the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. In a Motu Proprio issued on Monday, the Holy Father reorganized the congregation into a disciplinary and doctrinal section in a bid to centralize its duties. This is part of the ongoing reform of the Roman curia. Earlier, the congregation had another section that handled marriage cases. The Motu Proprio Fidem Servare has moved the marriage office to the doctrinal section. The changes have already come into effect. As part of the curial reforms, the Holy Father has recently replaced many top Vatican officials. There are also reports that the prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, Cardinal Luis Ladaria, who turns 78 in April this year, could be replaced. There is good news from the USA. Enrollment in Catholic schools has gone up to 3.8% compared to the previous academic year. This reflects a rebound from an abrupt dip caused by the COVID pandemic. According to the National Catholic Educational Association, nationwide enrollment went up to 62,000, touching 1.68 million students. This is the first surge in 20 years and the largest in half a century. The association said that during 2019-2020 and 2020-2021 academic years, enrollment went down by 6.4% due to the pandemic. It credits this year's surge to the dedication of Catholic schools in safely reopening classrooms and supporting their communities last year. After several pandemic-induced closures, the number of Catholic schools remain at 5,938 compared with more than 11,000 in 1970. A Christian doctor in Britain is preparing to approach the High Court to repeal an order banning him from administering life-saving treatments to unborn babies. The United Kingdom Royal Courts of Justice will hear the case of Dr. Dermot Carney, who works for Britain's National Health Service, or NHS. In May 2021, an interim orders tribunal barred Dr. Carney from administering emergency abortion pill reversal, or the APR treatment, to pregnant women who wanted to reverse the effects of a previously used abortion pill. A complaint was raised against Dr. Carney by abortion provider MSI Reproductive Choices, and it was referred to an interim orders tribunal by the General Medical Council, which barred Carney from administering the treatment. On Thursday, February 24th, the High Court will hear Carney's case, sponsored by the Christian Legal Center. Dr. Carney was the former president of the Catholic Medical Association of the United Kingdom. A civil society organization in Pakistan has asked the government to bestow one of the highest civilian awards for bravery on a young Catholic martyr. The National Committee for Peace and Interreligious Harmony in the province of Sindh has asked the government to honor martyr Akash Bashir, who gave up his life while trying to protect 1,500 people in a church from a jihadi suicide bomber 7 years ago. The president of the committee, Nasir Raza, said that Bashir saved hundreds of men, women, and children, and his sacrifice should be considered as a sacrifice for Pakistan and not just for the Catholic community. Raza said Bashir bravely tackled the terrorist and prevented him from detonating himself inside the church where worship was going on. The president of the committee appealed to both the president and the prime minister to award the Medal of Courage to Bashir. On January 31st of 2022, Pope Francis declared Bashir a servant of God. The trial of the 4 accomplices of the jihadi terrorist who murdered Father Jacques Hamel in France has begun after 6 years. On Monday, February 14th, the prosecution began at the Court of Assize in Paris of alleged accomplices, including Rachid Kassim, a French Islamic State recruiter believed to be killed in a coalition airstrike in Iraq. On July 26, 2016, terrorists belonging to the Islamic State killed Father Hamel while he was celebrating Holy Mass at his church at Saint-Étienne-du-Rouvray, a suburb of Rouen in northwest France. The murderers of the 85-year-old priest were shot dead by the police while attempting to leave the church. The alleged accomplices who conspired with the terrorists face up to 30 years in prison. Hearings are scheduled for the next 4 weeks. The Church has opened the cause of sainthood for Father Jacques Hamel. European bishops have expressed solidarity with Ukraine and appealed to the Catholic community to pray for peace in the Eastern European country as the threat of Russian attack looms large. On February 14th, the feast day of Saints Cyril and Methodius, Cardinal Vincent Nichols, president of the Bishops' Conference of England and Wales, urged the faithful to pray to the patron saints of Europe that the prayers of protection might, quote, save their beloved people from warfare and bloodshed, end quote. Following his Sunday Divine Liturgy, Orthodox Patriarch Bartholomew I also called for peace as the impending Russian invasion escalates. Russia has stationed thousands of troops near the Ukraine border along with armored vehicles and artillery sending signals of an invasion. The Synod of the Armenian Catholic Church has recently convened in Rome, has decided to take the necessary steps to initiate the cause of the canonization of Cardinal and Patriarch Krikor Bedros Agagianian, the former prefect of the Congregation of the Propaganda Fide from 1960 to 1970. The Synod convened under the chairmanship of Patriarch Raphael Bedros the 21st, Minassian decided to initiate the process of collecting testimonies and other useful materials for the different phases of the canonization process that will be launched soon. The Vicariate of Rome has asked to fetch and send all the written materials about the Cardinal to its Court of Appeal for scrutiny before being submitted to the Congregation for the Causes of Saints for the official beginning of the canonization process. Cardinal Agagianian was born in September 1895 in present-day Georgia and played a significant role in the affairs of the Church before and after the Second Vatican Council. He died in Rome on May 16, 1971, and was buried in the Church of St. Nicholas of Tolentino. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.